When Team Naruto arrived at the scene, there was nothing left except the unquenchable black flames burning everything in the rain. Soon after, Sasuke woke up from his exhaustion, and in the moment when Obito removed his mask, Sasuke's left eye pupil suddenly contracted for no apparent reason, activating the Amaterasu that only Itachi could use. As for why Amaterasu didn't burn Obito to death, that was because the part burned by Amaterasu was only Obito's prosthetic right half. Then, the situation changed. In fact, the conflict between the Leaf Village's upper echelons and the Uchiha clan had existed since the village's inception. The contradictions began to surface during the second Hokage's tenure, and after the Nine Tails attack, the conflict escalated to irreconcilable level. The Leaf Village's leadership even began to suspect that the Uchiha clan had orchestrated everything, leading to the expulsion of their clan from their original living area to a more remote location, under constant surveillance. This caused strong dissatisfaction among the Uchiha clan members. For Itachi, who had witnessed the horrors of war from a young age, the village's peace was crucial. Therefore, he chose to accept the mission given to him by the Leaf Village's leadership, along with the ulterior motive-driven Obito, to carry out the clan's extermination. Even so, Itachi couldn't bring himself to kill Sasuke, indicating that Sasuke was undoubtedly the most important to him. Thus, from a very early age, Itachi had planned a path of revenge for Sasuke. Even though he was terminally ill, he persisted in fighting alongside Sasuke, and intended to give his eyes to Sasuke, hoping that Sasuke could become the hero who killed the traitor and return to the Leaf Village, taking on the hope of reviving the Uchiha clan. Despite spending many years in the Akatsuki organization, his heart was always with the Leaf Village and Sasuke. In the end, he sacrificed everything, which was the true essence of a ninja. And Sasuke is still living well now, which is the best evidence. Upon learning the truth, Sasuke's eyes welled with tears. He couldn't bear to see how Danzo, who caused so much suffering to Itachi, was still alive and well. Therefore, he resolved to destroy the Leaf Village. At the same time, Tobi's attempt to recruit Sasuke and manipulate him into seeking revenge against the Leaf Village had both been achieved. This was undoubtedly the most humiliating defeat for Sasuke, because no one except Itachi would ever show him mercy. After rejecting Tobi's suggestion to transplant Itachi's eyes, Sasuke gave the reason that he saw a completely different path from Itachi's, so he would revitalize the Uchiha clan in his own way. Then Tobi suggested that he first go capture the Eight Tails for fun, and the very confident Sasuke readily accepted. The Eight Tails Jinchuriki, Killer Bee, was considered the most perfect Jinchuriki, even earning from the 4th Hokage Minato during the 3rd Great Ninja War, likening him to a ninja killer. Currently, Killer Bee was under house arrest by the 3rd Raikage in the Valley of Cloud and Thunder for some introspection. When he woke up from a nap and saw the unexpected guest at his door, he immediately began his trademark rap. When Sasuke expressed that he came to capture him, Killer Bee seemed disdainful, still only focusing on his rap art. Once the battle began, Suigetsu launched the first attack, but Killer Bee not only effortlessly confiscated Suigetsu's decapitating sword, but also punched Yugo in his cursed seal form, causing him to cough up blood. Laughingly, half of Team Taka was beaten down. At this point, Sasuke still didn't realize the seriousness of the situation, until Killer Bee pulled out 7 short swords and executed the 7-blade. The battle between the two officially began. Killer Bee's swordsmanship was not only sharp but also cunning. Even if Sasuke rendered his Sharingan useless, he couldn't keep up with Killer Bee's movement. After a few rounds, Sasuke had already been hit several times, so he activated Chidori, attached it to the Kusanagi sword, intending to cut off Killer Bee's weapon. But against the younger brother of Raikage, playing with lightning was just inviting trouble, wasn't it? At this stage, Sasuke was completely overwhelmed by a crushing beating. If not for Suigetsu using the decapitating sword to block Killer Bee's attacks, Sasuke would have died. Afterward, Sasuke was able to recover his strength through Karin's healing, but Killer Bee was no fool. Although he originally intended to avoid it for a while, he couldn't escape due to Karin's perception ability, so he had to enter the tailed beast cloak state and use his 8th sword, the lariat. Seeing Killer Bee's aggressive approach, Sasuke hurriedly used Genjutsu to control him. However, Killer Bee broke out of the Genjutsu in no time, and even ruptured Sasuke's internal organ. Then, Killer Bee transformed into his tailed beast form, becoming the giant 8-tailed. Fortunately, Suigetsu entered the water, and, leveraging the geographical advantage, temporarily blocked the 8 tails using the techniques of the Hozuki clan. The result was being pounded into jelly by the tailed beast ball to explode. After rescuing Sasuke, Jugo reverted to his child form, looking like a child. Seeing his teammates injured while protecting him, the image of the Team 7 flashed through Sasuke's mind. Sasuke made up his mind not to let his comrades die for him anymore, so he activated his Mangekyo Sharingan and released Amaterasu. Amaterasu truly deserved its reputation as one of the most powerful physical physical attacks. Even the tailed beast-transformed Killer Bee couldn't easily evade it, and had to abandon a tentacle to escape. I wonder if he was scared, or just wanted to take the opportunity to slip away and have some fun. When Jiraiya entered Sage Mode, he would manifest obvious Toad features, but Naruto didn't. This indicated that the Sage Mode Naruto had learned had already surpassed his masters. However, because he wasn't proficient in Senjutsu chakra control yet, he still needed to practice diligently. While the Akatsuki were absorbing the Eight Tails chakra, they discovered that Sasuke had only brought back one of the Eight Tails octopus tentacles. On the other hand, Konoha had obtained the corpse of the animal path and some intelligence. After discussing with Tobi, Pain decided to immediately attack Konoha. At the same time, relying on Karin's powerful sensory abilities, Sasuke and his group killed the ninja from Kamagakure who had come to monitor them. The fourth Raikage was extremely angry and, for the sake of his brother, even decided to convene a 5 Kage summon. Before the notification was issued, however, Pain's Deva Path had already arrived at the borders of Konoha, killing the patrolling ninja. Knowing that Konoha village had a strong sensory barrier, Pain formulated a detailed battle plan. First, he used the summoning technique to hide the other 5 paths, then sent the animal path to infiltrate alone. Because the barrier only detected one person, there wouldn't be much commotion. Once the animal path successfully entered, it immediately used the summoning technique to release the other 5 paths, then summoned a giant centipede and coordinated with the Azura Path's missiles to launch indiscriminate attack, creating chaos. The human path and Konan, who could use mind reading, were responsible for gathering intelligence on Naruto's whereabouts. The large-scale attack not only turned bustling streets into ruins in an instant, but also claimed the lives of countless Konoha ninja. Due to the information left by Jiraiya and the incomplete decryption of the corpses, they still knew very little about Pain's background. The bad things come in succession. Most of the village's strongest or clan head happened to be on missions outside the village, such as Guy, Yamato, and others. Plus, Pain's attack was lightning fast. Konoha was completely caught off guard this time. Upon learning that it was the Akatsuki attacking, Tsunade immediately ordered the recall of all remaining combat forces within the village, and Sakura, Shikamaru, and others immediately joined the front lines to participate in the battle. The climax of the Naruto's fight against Pain is about to begin. Merely because of disagreed with Tsunade's decision to recall Naruto, Danzo actually killed a powerless communication toad with his own hand. This was incredibly cruel. Meanwhile, Tsunade also arrived on the rooftop and summoned Katsuyu to begin healing the wounded. On the other hand, Pain encountered his first opponent, the copy ninja Kakashi. This segment of the battle was particularly intense. Kakashi possessed exceptionally high combat intelligence, and even when facing Pain, he exuded a strong sense of security. However, the power of the Rinnegan, which surpasses the Sharingan, proved to be formidable indeed. Pain was able to manipulate both attraction and repulsion forces. Before discerning the enemy's specific abilities, Kakashi commonly used the lightning release shadow clone technique as a tactical maneuver. With his keen sense of combat perception, Kakashi observed Pain's reactions and deduced the timing of the Shinra Tensei, which had about a 5-second usage interval. Using this invaluable information, Kakashi deceived Pain into using Shinra Tensei prematurely, and then Choji and his father capitalized on the opportunity by successfully trapping Pain with pre-prepared iron chain. Kakashi then immediately executed his Chidori to pierce Pain's chest. The plan seemed perfect, but Pain unexpectedly summoned the Ashura Path to block the attack. Due to Kakashi's depleted chakra reserves, his Chidori was unable to completely break through the Ashura Path, ultimately missing the chance to kill Pain and being repelled by Shinra Tensei, buried under the rubble. The cautious Pain refrained from closing in and instead pulled out an iron nail, aiming it at Kakashi's head. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Kakashi used Kamui to shift the nail away, saving himself. As Kakashi planned to have Choji relay the information about Pain to the Hokage, the barely alive Ashura Path suddenly fired a shell at Choji, attempting to prevent him from disclosing Pain's secrets. Seeing Choji about to be hit, Kakashi made a final effort to use Kamui to redirect the bomb, but perished due to exhaustion of chakra by a bonfire. Kakashi even encountered his long-deceased father. At the same time, Konohamaru's moment of glory arrived as he effortlessly took down Pain all by himself. Is this the true strength of a leaf Chunin? The power of the Naraka Path was extremely peculiar. By pulling out someone's tongue, he could determine if they were lying. Even Konohamaru, recognizing the features of the Akatsuki organization, was quite fearful and attempted to flee. In the midst of a struggle, Konohamaru was forced into a corner by the Naraka Path. Summoning the King of Hell, the Naraka Path attempted to pull out Konohamaru's tongue. In a flash of smoke, Konohamaru suddenly appeared behind Pain and swiftly defeated the unsuspecting Naraka Path with a Rasengan. What a spectacular debut in battle. As Pain's invasion progressed, the Leaf Village began to counterattack. The families of Inazuka and Aburame also joined the fight, confronting the Naraka Path and Konan respectively. The Preta Path could absorb all ninjutsu, but was not adept at close combat. Konan's Paper Person of God technique was conveniently countered by the insects of the Aburame clan. As the battle turned in favor of the Leaf, belief. They also gained intelligence on each of Pain's abilities. Meanwhile, the Deva Path of Pain arrived before Tsunade. At a glance, Tsunade recognized him as one of the 3 disciples mentioned by Jiraiya. However, Pain was not there for family reunion. He directly demanded information about the whereabouts of the Nine-Tails. Proclaiming himself as a god, Pain was met with Tsunade's righteous indignation, defining him as a terrorist. Hearing this, the god, who had never shown any emotion before, displayed anger for the first time. The so-called peace touted by the 5 great nations was nothing but violence against weaker countries. Those who repeatedly started wars had no right to speak of peace. At that moment, Human Path also captured Shizune. After extracting Shizune's soul, they finally obtained the information about Naruto's location at Mount Mayaboku. Once their objective was achieved, the animal summons within the village, along with the other Pain, simultaneously disappeared. Outside the village, Deva Path questioned Tsunade one last time before departing. At the same time, he sensed the formation under Tsunade's feet. However, in the face of true power, any resistance was futile. Tsunade interrupted Pain's speech, stating that even in war, Konoha suffered just as much pain. This statement completely enraged Pain. Slowly ascending into the air, he repeatedly uttered phrases like "feel the pain" and "accept the pain." A dazzling light emitted from behind him as Pain, at the cost of a large portion of his 6 paths power, unleashed a Mega Shinra Tensei. The immense power directly reduced Konoha to dust, leaving behind a massive crater. This near-divine display of power left witnesses on the verge of collapse. Just as destruction seemed imminent, Sakura activated the most powerful summoning jutsu with desperate cries. She was able to summon Naruto, returned with the Toad from Mount Mayaboku. By this time, Naruto had mastered Sage Mode and had the Toad's assistant. He protected Tsunade while Pain was at his weakest due to the immense chakra expenditure of Mega Shinra Tensei. In a hurry, Pain summoned other bodies to buy time for himself. Katsuyu also disclosed all the abilities and weaknesses of each Pain to Naruto. Under Sage Mode, Naruto led the Toad army and swiftly defeated the Preta Path, unleashing devastating wind-released Raisin Shuriken. Naruto unleashed a Raisin Shuriken towards the Human Path, and unable to dodge in time, the Human Path was torn apart by the rapidly expanding Shuriken. The Toad army struggled against the Azura Path's splitting dog. The Animal Path was dragged into the Toad's stomach by the 2 sages, Fukasaku and Shima, and was ultimately killed by Naruto using a Rasengan. Due to the shortage of Sage Chakra, Naruto's Sage Mode was deactivated again. Naruto, unable to merge with the 2 sages like Jiraiya due to the 9 tails within him, had an alternative plan. He had previously left 2 shadow clones on Mount Mayaboku to absorb energy, acting as power reserve. However, due to the Preta Path, the defeated Pains quickly revived. Naruto had to resort to using Raisin Shuriken again, striking Deva Path. This time, he tricked Deva Path with a diversionary tactic, killing Naraka Path from behind. However, the situation for Naruto did not improve as Deva Path had regained all his power. With a single Shinra Tensei, he sent the entire Toad army flying. Katsuyu told Naruto that defeating Pain could only be achieved by taking advantage of the 5-second interval. Thinking it over, Pain used Bansho Tenin to pull Naruto towards him, then controlled the Preta Path to restrain Naruto's hands and absorb his chakra. Due to the rapid depletion of Sage Chakra, Naruto's Sage Mode was once again deactivated. At this moment, Naruto remembered the risk of becoming a frog due to the imbalance of Sage Chakra, so he began absorbing natural energy in large quantity, effectively overloading and killing the Preta Path. Only Deva Path remained before Naruto could catch his breath. Fukasaku, who was about to release the Toad Bell, was also pulled in by Pain's Bansho Tenin and stabbed to death by Deva Path, who then impaled Naruto with a black rod. Pain's black rods had yin-yang release property. The chakra of the pierced person would be disturbed, and the chakra channels would be sealed upon insertion into the hand. This led to a showdown in the art of mouth technique. What is peace? Major nations repeatedly wage war for their own interest, leaving small nations devastated. After benefiting, all that remains for the small nations is endless suffering. Pain questioned Naruto about how he would face this hatred. Naruto, usually quick-witted with words, was rendered speechless at this moment. Watching Naruto in danger, Hinata, who possessed the Byakugan, rushed forward from outside the deep pit. Hinata had been saved by Naruto unintentionally when they were children, which constantly glorified Naruto's image in her heart. Thus, Hinata had harbored a secret admiration for Naruto since childhood. Now it was her turn to protect him. Ideals are lofty, but reality is harsh. Hinata's opponent was none other than Pain. Even if she used all her strength to try to pull the black rod out of Naruto's body, it was futile. Pain was utterly perplexed. Pain couldn't understand why Hinata, with her weak strength, had such a strong desire to fight. He lifted her like a puppet using gravity, throwing her high into the air before slamming her back down hard. Then, he used a black rod to kill her. Witnessing Hinata's death, Naruto completely lost his mind. He could no longer suppress his inner hatred, and an immense amount of Nine Tails chakra surged from his body, reaching the sky. At this moment, Naruto's only remaining thought was probably to kill Pain as quickly as possible. Unlike before, after transforming due to the Nine Tails tail's chakra, Naruto took on a terrifying skeletal form. On the other hand, Pain uttered his famous line, "My pain is greater than yours," as his expression changed dramatically. The battle style started to distort and deform, reflecting Naruto's crazed and chaotic state of mind. Even though Naruto's destructive power in his four-tail state was astounding, Pain remained calm and composed. However, as the battle continued, the number of tails behind Naruto began to increase. Not even Hashirama's necklace could contain this world-destroying power. Naruto easily shattered the crystal that was binding him, entering the Six Tails mode. At this point, the Deva Path could no longer withstand Naruto's power. The immense strength allowed Naruto to endure the Shinra Tensei and pummel Pain's head. Pain was sent flying by his own repulsive force. In an instant, Naruto charged up another tailed beast bomb, but Pain used Bansho Tenin to block Naruto's mouth. The ensuing explosion created a towering cloud of smoke. This battle had reached a level beyond what ordinary humans could participate in. Pain, retreating while fighting, was forced into a corner. Nagato, now extremely weakened, decided to sacrifice more of his life force to release a black gravitational sphere into the sky. The immense gravitational pull caused the mountains to crumble and disintegrate. Rocks on the ground were continuously drawn together, eventually forming a gigantic planetary sphere in midair. Ever since the Akatsuki appeared, their various godlike ninjutsu had been astonishing. Naruto couldn't resist this technique and was sealed within the giant sphere. However, the battle wasn't over. As the tailed beast's power increased, Pain's seal began to loosen. Meanwhile, Yamato, who was rushing to Konoha, glanced at the number 8 on his hand and quickened his pace. Yes, Naruto had not only entered the eight-tailed state, but had also transformed into a fur-less demon fox. He quickly tore through the Chibaku Tensei's encasing, spewing numerous high-temperature meteors. Simultaneously, in Naruto's inner world, hatred had filled his mind completely. When Naruto's hand was about to touch the seal, Minato Namikaze appeared. This was Naruto's first time meeting his father. He had never known that his father was the fourth Hokage. Naruto punched Minato, expressing the misery of his childhood, and asking why his father sealed the nine tails within him. Minato told Naruto that he wanted to give his son a powerful strength, but hadn't anticipated that it would cause him so much suffering. He apologized, but also expressed his belief that Naruto could control the nine tails power, and use it to counter the masked man who attacked Konoha years ago. After all, Naruto was his son, with his limited chakra. Minato strengthened the seal, and then disappeared. Pain hadn't yet realized what was happening when Naruto broke free from the Chibaku Tensei seal, and reverted to Sage Mode, having exhausted his power after using Chibaku Tensei. The Deva Path was no match for Naruto. Exploiting the 5-second interval between Pain's Shinra Tensei, Naruto killed the Deva Path with a Rasengan, and used his black rods for reverse tracking, eventually locating Nagato. Naruto then confronted Nagato alone. Nagato believed that reality was harsh, convinced that Naruto would kill him in the name of justice. However, Naruto chose not to, opting instead to listen to Nagato's story in search of answers. It seemed that both the Sharingan and the Rinnegan required one to experience pain before awakening. For Nagato, the price of initially awakening his Rinnegan was witnessing his parents' death. After exacting extreme revenge on his enemies, Nagato became an orphan. He was rescued by Konan during his wandering days, and they survived by stealing in a tumultuous world. Yahiko, driven by a desire to become stronger, eventually found the legendary Sannin from Konoha. While Orochimaru was rational and wanted to kill the 3 children, Jiraiya not only stopped him, but also chose to stay and care for them. Under Jiraiya's tutelage, the trio began training in ninjutsu. Jiraiya once told Nagato that only those who had experienced pain could be truly kind to others. At that time, however, Nagato was focused solely on protecting his friend. After Jiraiya left, under Yahiko's leadership, they founded the first Akatsuki. Initially, Hanzo allowed their growth, but Danzo was displeased. He not only had Hanzo's men killed, but also framed Yahiko and his group, leading Hanzo to turn against them.